Welcome to my weekly edition of the Trading with Malachi series. If this is your first time listening to my analysis, then welcome and thanks for dropping by. Please subscribe to make sure that you keep getting my stocks in play analysis. I've got a huge amount to get through, so let's get started. So let's start with a recap of where we are. I basically started my fund with just £300. The goal was to try and build an account from a small balance of just £300 to £1 million in 12 months. Now, after 2 weeks, I've increased my balance to £828. However, I've withdrawn my initial deposit, leaving me with £528 of clear profits to trade with, which is 172% return on investment in just 2 weeks. So the first asset we're looking at today is my favorite, gold. I don't know why, but us humans are obsessed with this shiny metal. If you'd been following my recent videos, you would have banked a hefty profit selling gold over the last 3 weeks. Click the link on screen now to see the gold trade from last week. If we look at the 4-hour chart, you can see that price was ticking down slowly to around 1200, where it found historical support. Then on Friday, we saw a huge spike to the upside. I went long on Thursday after a cross, a recross, and a bounce. So here the cross and the bounce. So the bounce of support around 1200 confirmed to me that this was going nowhere but up. We saw prices struggle to rally, and then another confirmation of support around 1200. I was very confident about my direction ahead of the non-farms payroll announcement. If you don't know what that is, then let me explain quickly. Each month, the US publishes the employment figures for the previous month. The employment figures are a sign of a strengthening or weakening of the economy. Analysts predict what the employment numbers would be, and they reckoned it would be around 164,000 new jobs in May. The catalyst I needed to reverse the gold trend was a miss of this number, as a miss would mean that investors may start to become scared and move some of their liability into gold, bonds, or other safer assets. To my surprise, the actual number was only 38,000, which was a massive miss, and the gold price jumped 40 points in 4 hours, making me £315 with more upside to come. My target exit price is $12.62 or £500. Depending on price action, I may increase the size of the trade or sell a portion of the trade, but the target is to get around about £500 from this trade. But not sure yet, because only price will tell. With weekly support at 1300, there is still a potential 60 points of profit to obtain. Moving on, the next trade I want to talk about is the Euro JPY. I like to trade these kinds of trades as there is hardly any risk and a nice profit to gain. As we had broken support at 12,200, the next line of support was down at 1,200. Now, I know I've said this before, but it's so important that I have to repeat it, just in case there are any new listeners that haven't heard this before. Us retail traders are small fry. Our wins are insignificant to the market. We're not investors, we are traders. I want to get in and get out for a healthy profit without much risk or losing any of my hard-earned cash. I opened this trade, and within 2 hours, it had moved 30 points in my favour. I then moved the stop to a few points below my open position. This way, if the price recovers, I get stopped out for a small profit. However, if support holds up and prices continue to tumble, I can make a decent profit. My target is 100 points at £3 per point, which will make £300. If you're really loving this content, please let me know in the comments below. I always love hearing your feedback and questions. Hit me up with any stock you want me to analyze, for next week's edition, or just to say hi. Moving on to the next stock, which is Alibaba. I've only taken a small position in Alibaba because I think the real money is in the upside, but I've initially traded short as we failed to break the 8,000 mark. The pivotal moment will be when we see a break of around 7,500. I can make maybe about £237 for a move down to the 7,000 line, or if I get stopped out, only lose £18.51. With that said, if we break 7,500, I'll be able to lock in a profit of £96 regardless of the next price move. The first part of trading is finding the setups that work for you. The second part is placing the trade at the right time. And the final part is managing the trade while it's on. When you've mastered all three steps, you'll be well on your way to becoming a consistently profitable trader. The market will give with one hand and take with the other. You need to be able to cut your losses short and let your winners run free. The next analysis is going to be on the S&P. I hardly ever trade the S&P, but the technicals lined up nicely and the non-farms payroll confirmed that the economy was shrinking. It was a kind of double play because if gold went up, the economy had to go down. With that said, when you look at the 1 hour chart, this trade is going slightly against me. I've placed my stop just above recent resistance, which will hopefully keep me in this trade as a move to 2040 is likely if gold continues to rise. The last two trades are ones for the future, and we will see how they develop. The first one is GoGo. They make it possible to have internet on the plane. However, a rival company has started to take market share and they've lost the contract with American Airlines. It's plausible to assume that they will lose more contracts and lose more market share to their rivals, which will put more pressure on the downside. I predict that we could see the move go down to 500 before they start to fight back, which could be a great trading opportunity for us. I put in a cheeky order around 1,000 for a move to 707, making me a cool £350. Finally, we have Toyota. Now this is just a gut feel, as it came to me from taking lots of taxis recently. I noticed that many of the Uber drivers are using Toyota Prius, and Uber are recruiting 20,000 new drivers per month. That's a lot of money for Toyota. Looking at the weekly chart, the MACD is indicating that we're about to see a turn in the market, as we've seen a cross and a support. But I'm waiting for a break of 11,000. Once we break 11,000 and we have a daily candlestick above 11,000, I'll be looking to go long. Now that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed recording it. Please comment and most importantly share with anyone that might find this information useful. If you haven't started trading yet and you would like to get started, just click on the link in the description to get started now. Just get stuck in, make action, take action, make money. I've been Malachi Kelly and you've been amazing. Happy trading.